Bonjour, and welcome to the Red Lake Nation College Gikendaasowin podcast. Join us each week for discussion on topics including culture and language, career exploration, RLNC student spotlights, student projects, and other RLNC services. This week, Innovation Center Coordinator Brandon Spears interviews Recruitment and Retention Coordinator and Director of Social Media Mikah Whitecloud on her experience with dancing as well as the RLNC Dance Camp happening next week at the Red Lake Casino. Red Lake Nation College would like to thank the National Endowment for the Humanities for their generous support in the creation of this podcast. Miigwech. Hi, welcome to this week's episode of the Red Lake Nation College Gikendaasowin podcast. Today's date is Thursday, July 21st, 2022, and today I am joined by our Recruitment and Retention Coordinator and Director of Social Media, Mikah Whitecloud. Today, Mikah will be talking to us about the RLNC Dance Camp that is happening next Monday, July 25th at the Red Lake Casino. So please join me in welcoming Mikah Whitecloud.
Bonjour, hello. My name is Mikah Sky Whitecloud, like Mr. Brandon said. Bonjour, Niji Anishinaabe, Bungi Antagona Nata Anishinaabe, Niwi Kagweja Tunji Anishinaabe Mlingan, Ogichidakwe Anishinakaz, Makwa Ndodim, Bumiji Ndoji Ba, Muswagami Wizaga Iganing Ishnakade Ishkonigan Winjibayan, Nimama Ishnakazo, Natawashikwe, Nindete Ishnakazo, Watamus, Nimshiwag Ishnakazo Wood, Makwai Kwe, and Giles. Hello, everyone. Like I've said now, my name is Mikah. I come from Oklahoma, but I am the current recruiter and retention coordinator here at RLNC. I grew up in Oklahoma. However, my mom is from the Red Lake community, and she was born and raised here. And my grandpa is Giles Hart, who used to do a lot of stuff for chemical health. So, yeah.
Awesome. Glad to have you here as our guest finally. I know you've been a host before, but now the tables have turned, so to speak.
Yeah, now you get to ask the questions.
Right? Yeah. All right. So obviously you've told us a little bit about yourself already, but so the dance camp that is coming up next week, you're actually going to be one of the instructors, correct?
Yes.
All right. And how long have you been dancing, actually?
So in our ways, or the way I was taught, is that we're not, as Ojibwe people, supposed to bring our babies into the dance arena until they're able to walk on their own. And so my mom was very respectful of those ways, despite me being Cheyenne as well, and them having different views, and me being raised down south. My mom fought for the Ojibwe teachings and for me to be raised in the Ojibwe way of life. And so I didn't start dancing until I was 2 years old and could walk on my own. And I've been dancing ever since. We did take a couple breaks here and there throughout my life, but I've danced more in my life than I have not.
So you have a lot of experience in to be, teaching this dance camp. So awesome. So you mentioned that your mom taught you. Is there anyone else that also played a role in, teaching you all the ways of your particular style of dancing?
So I'm very blessed. I come from a long line of teachers, knowledge keepers, and women that are willing to go above and beyond. And I'm a third generation jingle dress dancer. I mostly learned from my mother, however. My mother is my mentor in sewing, beading, dancing, and has been since I was a baby. But there are a few other women that I look up to very much, and a few of them I would even say are my idols. There's this woman that is just sunshine in human form, and I just absolutely love to death. And she is one of the most graceful dancers I've ever seen, and you can just tell that she loves what she does. And I really admire that and look up to her in that way, because I want to give off that same vibe. I want to be able to let people know that I'm out here dancing because I love it, and she does it in a way that is just so natural and inspiring to her that I just am in love with what she does, the way she dances, the way she moves, who she is as a person. She's the kindest soul I've ever met. and her name's Winona Tadanopa. I have had a few other teachers throughout my life that have been I've been very blessed to have, Casey Hensley being one, Retta Street. I've actually had a lot of my uncles teach me a lot of things too. One of my uncles is a really well-known fancy dancer, and he goes by the name of J.R. Lone Lodge, and he's helped me a lot with my dancing, not only by helping coach me sometimes when I've needed it, but as well as taking me places when my mom couldn't, or taking us with just because it would help us, give us the opportunity to dance somewhere new. One person that I just thought about that is actually a really big inspiration to me is my sister. My sister has always had this way about her, and the way that she carries herself. Particularly like in her face, she has a very like soft, beautiful face, in my opinion, and she has a beautiful smile. And she was one of the first people that I saw dancing with it and letting herself just be happy, because the stoic face is more popular and more common in the powwow world. And once she started doing it, I started doing it, and it allowed for me to be able to be like fully immersed in the moment, because I'm a goofy person. I'm very out there, and I like to have fun, and the stoic thing never really fit me as a person. And once I finally like got into like, okay, I don't have to be that. I can be my little happy, goofy self out here in the arena, and people will see that for me. And that's really cool, and I really admire her for that. She also would go to the gym at me and yell if I was like dancing with my mouth open, or like, Mikah, fix your feet. Yeah, like she's actually a coach. Like, she would be like, Mikah, fix your feet. You're doing this wrong. Try and move your body this way. Do your body this. And like, it's funny though, is she can't dance contempt jingle, which is the main thing that I dance, but she's a great coach at it. And I mean, I can't dance traditional to save my life, but Jada is like all around a great dancer, except for the fact that she cannot dance contempt jingle. But I've had a lot of women inspire me throughout the years, and given me teachings throughout my life and stuff. So I'm very blessed, but I would say my main teachers in my life have been my mom and my sister.
Perfect. Now you're just going to be paying it forward now with the dance camp coming up here.
I hope so. Yeah.
So you mentioned jingle dress dancing. Is there any other style that you try to do on the side? Not just, limited to like powwow style of dancing, but, just dancing in general?
So my name is Ogichidakwe, which the way it was explained to me was warrior woman. So, or it has sort of a deeper meaning to me. Hold on. Okay. We're just going to take a step back there and recircle around. My name is Ogichidakwe, but I was told that it was what they call jingle dress dancers up here. And I never really understood it till recently, why they would give jingle dress dancers that name. And it was actually at our James Fokulich event when he was talking about Ogichidakwe, when he was explaining the meaning of the name, which he explained it as the one that goes out and heals our people, or helps our people, and sacrifices for our people. And that's exactly what jingle dress dancers do. They're dancing to bring that healing to their communities, to bring that healing to their families, to themselves, to their loved ones. And so I never really understood it till recently why what that connection was. But because of that, I haven't danced anything else my entire life. I got my name when I was 4 months old. I don't remember exactly when my mom told me that all I ever was going to be was a jingle dress dancer, but I remember knowing that was where I was going to be, and that was my responsibility to carry on that dress. I do like to jump in and have fun. Like I said, I'm a goofy person, so I like to try new things all the time. I've jumped into traditional specials, fancy specials, hat and boot specials, sweetheart specials, a couple switch dance specials. and stuff like that. So I've tried a bunch of different things, and I have fun quite a bit, but mainly and forever will be a jingler.
Yeah. So obviously jingle is your specialty, but you have a wide range of at least like some experience with all these different styles. So great. Awesome. Yeah. So obviously I'm sure you probably do competitions if you've been, doing this for a long time. How long have you been doing competitions, and then have you actually won, any competitions?
So I would say I've been doing competitions since I was little. Both of my parents were champion dancers back in the day. Before that, my grandparents were champion dancers that were competing. My grandpa, Johnny Whitecloud, is actually one of the main trailblazers for fancy dancing. He was one of the first to start doing acrobatics in the arena. And actually, at our powwow just recently, I had another fancy dancer by the name of Boy Lad, and he was a champion dancer, come up to me and tell me a story about my grandpa, and how he was like, he's just another fancy dancer. Boy had said that like my grandpa wasn't anything special until at Albuquerque, he looked right at Boy, my grandpa did a backflip and then landed in the splits. And Boy was like, okay, I have nothing. I got nothing for you. Yeah. And
I've never seen that on the any kind of powwow I've been to, so
yeah, it's like, well, my grandpa was one of the first, and that was like a long time ago. But there are quite a few dancers now that are starting to do backflips again. Almost every fancy dancer now does the splits. However, there are cheating splits; they're not real splits. And if a fancy dancer ever tells you that they can do the splits, they're lying.
Ooh, call them out. Huh?
Oh, I come from a long line of fancy dancers. I can say it. But yeah. I've done competition my whole life, so it's just passed down, throughout the generations. I've won by myself quite a few powwows and everything, but I've never really like kept track, or paid attention to how many I've won and where I've won them at or anything like that. The competition aspect is a huge part of dancing, and it's a great motivator, but it's not the reason why I dance, right, Yeah. And but I don't know. I'm trying to keep myself humble.
But it's definitely a nice little bonus,
Yeah.
Dancing really well, and obviously practicing your culture and everything. So
there's just so much more to it too. Like there's just when you get a jamming song, and there's nothing but you in that song, in that arena, and you just get to move. That's love.
Yeah, just vibe.
That is just love. It's not even a vibe. It's just love. Pure love. Because you're moving so in sync with Nimama Aki. Like, you're literally just one with the world. Like, and there's no better feeling in the world for me than that feeling right there. And I search for it every weekend. You don't get it every weekend, but I search for it every weekend. Yeah, and
like, I know we've talked like outside of like the podcast, like you just travel just all over for powwows. Like it seems like we were just talking, like this is the first time we've actually seen each other this week, like in the past like month, because you've just been on the road and
it's been traveling. Like 2-3 months, sir.
Yeah. So it's been a while, so I can definitely see like your schedule, like you're really into like the whole powwow trail and, chasing that, just awesome feeling you get when you dance. So I can see why you put those long hours in on the road to make it to those places. So,
well, and then besides that feeling, I mean, like the community that you get from the powwow world, like the friendships that you make, the memories that you create. Like, there's nothing.
Right.
There's nothing like that. Like, we're such a small world, but such a broad world at the same time. Right. Like, there's so much love there, too, that we always, like, watch out for each other and make sure everyone's well taken care of and that nobody gets left behind. And I really admire that about powwow people in my community.
Good to hear, yeah. So we kind of talked about like yourself and your own like personal experience with dancing. So now we'll kind of transition over to the actual dance camp. So what can you tell us about like the RLNC dance camp that's happening next week? Like, can you give us just like some details on, what it is and, what is all going to be like going on there?
So I am one of 3 instructors. We have jazz and hip hop and powwow as the 3 main styles of dance that we'll be teaching. In the mornings, we will have the Little McGizzies, which will be 6 to 14. We'll have them come in and do registration at 8. And then they'll be done at noon. And then we'll have to take a 2-hour break and then come back for 15 through whatever age. And we'll do jazz, hip hop, and power dancing all over again.
So we get a little taste of everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so you'll be dancing throughout the whole time. Yeah, and getting a little bit of each flavors of the world, I guess.
Oh man, you guys are gonna be putting in the work, huh?
I'm excited.
Dancing and teaching, like.
Well, see, like,
those workouts in.
Yeah, I'm really excited though because I haven't taken dance since I was young, and I'm really excited to like remember how to connect with my body because like power dancers have control, but like other jazz and hip hop dancers have full control of their body. I feel like, like, or bodily awareness at least, and I want to get more of that. So I think that'd be interesting to learn. And I'm really excited to take Nikima's classes in jazz in particular, just so I can learn how to like correct my core a little bit and stuff. But yeah.
Sweet. So how do people like sign up for this? And we already kind of like, you kind of already mentioned like who's like which age groups these are. So how do they sign up?
So they can go to our Facebook page, and right on our Facebook page there should be a picture with a QR code. Just scan the QR code and it'll take you right to what you need to fill out, or you can show up to registration on Monday.
At what time again?
8 a.m.
8 a.m. Bright and early.
Yes.
Starting them early. All right.
Yes, sir.
So what should participants bring to the dance camp? Like what kind of like, obviously like appropriate clothes for dancing in. But, is there anything that,
So we will be providing water, Gatorade, and snacks. However, we do suggest bringing your own water bottle just in case you want to bring, like something. Snacks if you are particular about your snacks. Maybe a towel, just wipe your sweat off, or maybe some regalia pieces if you want. Like I will be dancing in my mocks during my hour of dance. But it's really just yourself that you really need more than anything. We would suggest wearing athletic clothing, t-shirts, tank top, leggings, shorts, socks and tennis shoes, jazz shoes. No baggy clothing we would suggest because like we were trying to connect and be able to like help you with your body control, and we can't do that if we can't see your body.
Right.
But yeah.
So it doesn't seem like there's not a lot that, people need to bring in aside from just, the motivation and obviously appropriate gym wear and any kind of refreshments that they might want particularly. All right. So, and that is next Monday until
Wednesday, and then we have a showcase on Thursday, July 28th at 10 a.m.
Okay. And will the showcase be like participants, or would that be like you guys like performing?
It'll be both. It'll be a mixture of both. So the kids will perform, and then you'll also see the instructors perform solos.
Okay, great. Sounds like it's going to be a great event. So any kind of advice to like younger dancers who, might be kind of, or just any other like potential dancer that's kind of thinking of maybe coming to the dance camp next week, but might be, a little hesitant, a little shy maybe. Is there any kind of advice you would give to them?
Get there.
Yeah, just get there.
Get there.
Yeah.
Because the moment you walk in the building and you like see a bunch of other people, they're going to be just as unsure as you are. And even I might be a little unsure. I haven't taught this big of a class in a long time, since before COVID. And so it's going to be a readjusting my own personal self. So it's okay to feel a little bit nervous. We're all probably feeling a little bit of that. Just come in, dance it off, dance it out. Let's enjoy some good vibes together,
Just be a good time.
Yep.
So way to be active, get out of the house for a little bit, do something fun. So that's always good for people.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I would like to say thank you for coming on to the podcast this week and just talking about the dance camp and all the fun stuff that's going to be happening next week. Are there any other RLNC events that you would like to promote as the recruiter? Any big events coming up or things that students can look forward to or potential applicants can look forward to maybe?
We do have a couple open houses. Our next one is July 26th down in the Twin Cities, down at the Embassy. That'll be from 3 to 6, and it'll be a cookout. So you guys should come out and come join us. We will have one more open house in Red Lake on the 4th, and you should come up and join us for that. So yeah, come out and see the college, guys.
Yeah, fall semester's coming up, everyone listening who is considering college. So classes start on August 29th, so a little over a month from when this episode is being recorded. So obviously, if you want to come to college, now would be the time to come in and sign up. We're always, waiting for you guys, correct?
Yep.
So just come see Mikah or anyone else in our student success department, and
we'd be more than willing to help you.
Perfect. Well, again, thank you for coming on to the show, podcast episode. And we'll see you all next week at the dance camp, hopefully.
Yeah.
All right. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Be sure to join us next week for the RLNC Dance Camp, and in 2 weeks for the next episode of the Gikendaasowin podcast as we hear from Innovation Center Coordinator Brandon Spears about Red Lake Nation College's new esports program beginning this fall. Miigwech, have a good day. Miigwech to the following for their efforts in the creation of this Red Lake Nation College Gikendaasowin podcast episode. Opening and closing music by Director of Equity, Cultural Education, and Archives, Floyd Buck Jordan. Opening introduction, closing preview, and production by Innovation Center Coordinator Brandon Spears. Our host this episode, Brandon Spears. Our guest speaker this episode, Recruitment and Retention Coordinator and Director of Social Media, Mikah Whitecloud. And the National Endowment for the Humanities for their generous support, Miigwech.